All throughout my childhood and adolescence, it has been clear to me that there is an obvious divide in perspective. I always noticed how my brother, my cousins, and I thought about almost everything differently than our parents and our grandparents did. Most notably, this occurred to me regarding politics in the social realm. My younger counterparts and I could talk constantly about how grandpa and our parents were all freaking boomers who didn't understand the social complexities of our modern world and such. To us, they just didn't get it. And from talking to my friends about their thoughts on the matter, they all had similar feelings. And I'm sure everyone has that relative in their family close to them who just doesn't get it. My brother and I found out just how much my family didn't get it on the day my brother decided to come out to my quote boomer grandparents. The night was just like any other of our family gatherings. There was plenty of homemade Italian food, loud conversations about right-wing rhetoric, a lot of prayer, and of course, endless bickering. Before this meal, my brother and I discussed how his announcement should go down. Should it be private? Should it be a big announcement at the head of the dinner table, like they do in sitcoms, and have everyone here? And I won't lie, he was scared, and I was scared too. Too often have we heard the anti homosexual snarks and the jabs at the gay community in our family. We didn't know what was going to happen. We kind of figured our grandparents were going to be disappointed, but we didn't really know how bad it would be. So once it became time, my brother pulled my grandparents outside. They talked for about 5 minutes before coming back, and I was anxiously waiting their reactions. They stepped in the doorway with my brother, and to my surprise, they were all smiles. They couldn't be happier with what their grandson had told them. In the coming month and coming years, I would know many differences in my grandparents' actions. Firstly, they started being more active in the LGBT community, especially on Facebook. They would start calling out microaggressions that my family would often make during our gatherings. And to my biggest surprise, they told us they could never again vote for people who did not support the LGBT community. They went from voting Trump in 2018 to voting Bernie in 2020, all due to the fact that they now realized how close policies now affected the people they love. So why am I talking about this? Mainly because I see too many young people disregarding older generations as stuck in their ways and stubborn to change. In a lot of ways, they're right, and I get that. All throughout our generation's upbringing, the older people have been the ones talking down to us as children and imposing their views on us when we really didn't have the capacity to think for ourselves. It's because of this that many people that age get disregarded from having any input on social rhetoric, especially the terms defined by young people. Just as I expected my grandparents to react to the situation in an almost unthinkable and inhumane way, shows just how out of touch I was with how people actually worked. I realized that my level of disdain of older generations is something shared by many people around my age. So, in other words, what's going on here is that an old dog is learning new tricks. But an old dog likely won't learn a new trick unless prompted to. Just like I thought my grandparents would be accepting, they proved all they needed was reason. It wasn't a matter of being stuck in a mindset, but a matter of needing a reason to care. The divide between our generations is one that can be bridged by conversation and openness. I sat in silent contempt of my elders' views without ever expressing my own to them. All I'm really asking for is a conversation to happen. Trust that people can change, and your words matter more to others than you think. The more openness and trust built between our generations is incredibly important for the future, especially at this point in our society where the gap between ages is only growing and neither party seems to want to listen to each other. So, that's all I'm asking for. Talk to older people in a safe and open setting, and you will be surprised with how they react. Thank you.